Yeah, if we gust up the Regieleki, is this going to knock it out? Is this going to knock it out? Please, dear God. No, we're 10 damage short. The reports of Lugia's demise in rotation have been greatly exaggerated. Lugia VSTAR is back. It continues to be one of the most popular decks in competitive play. It also continues to be one of the strongest decks in competitive play. A lot of the old cards rotated out, but Lugia just found some new cards to pop in, and it's a little bit of a different deck, but it is still very much a beast. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about the new era of Lugia VSTAR. It's a normal type Pokemon, 280 HP, 2 retreat, and it has the move Tempest Dive, 220 damage, and you may discard a stadium in play. Now, in the old days, you could load Lugia up with powerful colorless energy and take a one-shot on pretty much anything in the game. Nowadays, Lugia can't hit that hard, so you're not really using Lugia to attack. From time to time, yes, you can use it to do 220 or 200 damage, take out a Pokemon V, but oftentimes you are using some of the new backup attackers to, there's new primary attackers in the deck that you'll want to use instead. What you really need Lugia for now is Summoning Star, which lets you put 2 colorless Pokemon that don't have a rule box from your discard pile onto your bench. And of course, we are going to be putting Archeops on the bench. With 2 Archeops on the bench, you can use its Primal Turbo ability to accelerate 2 special energy from your deck and put them onto your Pokemon. And you can charge up all sorts of crazy stuff, but the big thing we're charging up here is Tyranitar V and Stonjourner. We'll start with Tyranitar. Tyranitar is a single strike Pokemon, 230 HP, 3 retreat. It's got 2 pretty busted moves. We've got Kragalance for 60 damage, and you discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Against a deck like Lost Box, and you charge this up with single strike energy, you can take out Comphase and force them to discard cards. Or with Single Strike Crush, 240 damage, and you discard the top 4 cards of your deck. But when you combo this with Single Strike Energy, and let me go and pull up the deck editor here. Single Strike Energy does plus 20 damage for each Single Strike Energy attached. You can scale the mountain and go all the way up to 300, 60, 80, 100, up to 320 damage, which is pretty much a one-shot on anything in the game. Oftentimes, you don't have to go that high, and you'll put a V-Guard energy onto this as well to get its HP up to 250, but Tyranitar is an absolute beast. Now, the big thing you have to keep in mind is that Tyranitar also discards the top 4 cards of your deck, and that can be a real problem. So you're going to have to be careful with how you manage your cards so that you don't run out when you attack with Tyranitar. Stonjourner is another attacker, which is great against single prize attackers like your Comphase and your Cramorants. It can do a ton of damage with Giga Hammer, where you use single strike energy to get the 2 fighting energy down, and that will get you a knockout. That gets you up to 160 damage straight up. But in the Miraidon match, where Miraidon is super popular right now, you can actually use Land's Pulse, throw 1 single strike energy, 1 colorless energy, and you're doing 200 damage onto something like a Raikou V. And that is absolutely amazing. Very scary for that Miraidon deck, which is super popular online right now. And so those are your primary attackers, right? We've got 4/3 Lugia, 2 Tyranitar, 2 Stonjourner. We've got 2 copies of Lumineon to help us fish out trainer cards of our choice. It could be Professor Burnet, it could be Professor's Research, could be Boss, whatever it is. Lumineon helps us get those cards. We've got 4 Archeops in the deck because we want to make sure that we can find our Archeops when we need them. 1 Pumpkaboo to bump stadiums. We don't want to see Path to the Peak in the early game. And Radiant Tsareena, which is pretty good in the Lost Box matchup because it lets you heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon, which screws up the math on their Cramorant hits and Sableye stuff down the road. Also, Cramorant can't knock out Radiant Tsareena in 1 hit, and Sableye can't knock out Serena in 1 hit, which gives it a little more bulk as well. For trainer cards, we've got 3 copies of Boss's Orders, so we can ensure we're hitting the right target. 4 copies of Research. Again, we're looking to discard Archeops at the early game as often as possible, so we're trying to fly through the deck really quickly. 2 copies of Judge for some hand disruption. 2 copies of Nest Ball. We also have 1 copy of Professor Burnet. This lets you search your deck for up to 2 cards and discard them, then shuffle your deck. This is ideal. Turn 1, going second, throw down Professor Burnet, get your 2 Archeops in the discard pile. Don't worry about it. You can even use Lumineon to get this as well. New Stadium, Mesagoza, you flip a coin, and if you flip heads, you get a Pokemon of your choice. You can use this to get an Archeops down, or Tyranitar, or whatever you might need at the time. 4 copies of Ultra Ball for Pokemon search. Grab any Pokemon you want. 1 copy of Serena for discarding cards as well as drawing up to 5. I'd go 3 copies of Boss, 1 copy of Serena. You might want to go 2-2. Feel free to play around with these ratios however you like. And then a couple more cards here. 4 copies of Capturing Aroma. If you flip heads, you get an evolution Pokemon. If you flip tails, you get a basic. I hate the coin flip nature of this card. However, it gives us more Pokemon search that we desperately need in this deck. You might also want to play Great Ball. There's a argument raging right now if Great Ball is better than Capturing Aroma. And yes, Capturing Aroma, there's a 50% chance you don't get what you want, but you get something, versus Great Ball where there's a chance you don't get anything. So keep that in mind. And then one of the coolest parts of this deck, Urn of Vitality. One of the big problems with the old Lugia deck was you couldn't get your energy back. And with this, you get Urn of Vitality, so you can reload for a second Tyranitar or a second Stonjourner, and which lets you run a little less energy, which also lets you put in a few more techs. And last but not least, not a lot of people are playing this in their Lugia decks right now, but I've always played it, and I think it's still important. Switch. Just 1 copy of Switch, because you're going, even with 14 energy in this deck, there are going to be times where you need to retreat, but you don't want to discard energy. Also, there are a growing number of players running stall traps, whether it's the Snorlax deck or it's the Mawile that stalls you out, and then they put a Pidgeotto and they just kind of wait for you to run out of cards. Just having 1 switch can help you get out of those traps as well. And last but not least, we've got our energy counts here. I've got 3 double turbo energy, 3 gift energy, where if a Pokemon gets knocked out, you get to draw up to 7 cards. 2 regenerative energy. You're rarely ever going to see the effect of this where you heal 100 damage when you evolve. You're really just using this as colorless energy to fill your deck. But if you put it on Lugia and Lugia gets hit and then you evolve to Lugia VSTAR, you'll heal 100 HP, which is not bad. V-Guard energy helps you tank hits against V-Decks, and then 4 single strike energy to power up your Stonjourner and Tyranitar. So your general game plan, you want to set up Lugia, get Archeops in the discard pile before the end of the second turn, at which point you will go into Lugia VSTAR, and you are going to want to power up your attackers, whether it is Tyranitar or Stonjourner, and start smashing. All right, let's get to these matches. I feel like so much of that game plan hinges on having that first turn work. And then I just find like I have like consistency issues here. Like where is our outs to Archeops here? Let's see what we can do. And we're probably up against a Miraidon deck, so of course we have the... Yeah. Okay. So... Oh, we got Mesagoza. That's good. That's good. All right. We get a Tails on that. And let's go Nest Ball for... I think we have to go second Lugia. And I think we power up the one on the bench. Yeah, look at all the research I can do. Antihero Chris says the junior division game blew your mind. Knowing you're locking your opponent with boss in this age was insane. Ah, I didn't get to watch that, but welcome back to the stream. The only game I got to watch was the final match between Tord and Alex. That was it. All right, we get our Miraidon down, and I think that in the new world of Lugia, you're not running Dunsparce, because one, you're not really looking at it as a attacker, and two, yeah, you've got the Stonjourners to help you make a comeback in prizes. Now our hand is horrible, right? At best, we're gonna hit what we need on the off the professor's research, and then we have basically no draw support for the rest of the game. Okay. Oh, sorry for the spoiler. Oh, no worries. No worries. Do we? I think we actually attach the gift energy to the Lugia, which lets us potentially retreat. And oh god. We drew into all our energy here. Are you kidding me? Okay, we will read the wind. This Lugia is dead. This Lugia is dead. And unfortunately, we've also put ourselves in an awkward position where we can still this Lugia can one-shot this Raikou, which is good. Which is good. Here comes the Flying Pikachu, and the Flying Pikachu is actually a problem because we cannot, and we get one-shotted, or we get judged, which is actually not necessarily the worst. But, oh. We're going to get finessed really bad here. Yeah, this is... So what's the play? We got one Archeops down. I'm not gonna be able to... Right, okay. So we drew a bunch of cards. That's good. I only have... Okay. If we go into... Is it worth a Tyranitar right now? It might actually be. Let's go with the Stonjourner and the Tyrant. Like the problem right now is we're only getting one Archeops on the board for the rest of the game. Let's go retreat. And we can go into... Yeah, let's go into the Stonjourner first. Right? Okay. We'll Summoning Star. We will get our one Archeops and throw down 2 single strike energy onto... Okay, so the way this... Okay, and we go gift energy, and we can blast for 200 damage. Okay. It would be nice if we could get the drop on the Flying Pikachu. And let's see how they approach this going forward. Oh, no. They're just going to use Flying Pikachu as the pivot. And they're going to go in with the Miraidon here, which isn't... Three, two, one. This is still not ideal. Do we? I might have needed to have benched a second Stonjourner here to stay in this game. Yeah, there is a world where... Yeah, if we only have the 2 Archeops, I can go in with the Tyranitar. But then Flying Pikachu becomes a problem here. Where Flying Pikachu can hit the Tyranitar and not... there is a world. Actually, there is a world. There is a world where Tyranitar can tank a hit from Flying Pikachu, and then we just gust Regieleki, and I think we win? Is that how that interaction works? Let's find out. Shall we? Okay. So we're going to go in with Tyranitar. And Let's go Urn of Vitality, get the single strike energy back into the deck. That's one of the big benefits of this new single strike variant of Lugia, is that you can at least recover the single strike energy. Thank goodness we have double turbo in hand, and we can still smack for a solid 260 here. Now, we did lose another Urn. That does suck. But we have two bosses. We have a boss in hand. We lost one of the other ones, which does kind of suck. They can hit for... Okay. What about our discard pile? How many bosses do we have left? We have... Okay. Yeah, they're going to try and get Flying Pikachu set up so that it blocks attacks from basics. And, oh. So you quit. Thank you so much for the follow. Truly appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, they're going to get Flying Pikachu in to block. Oh, or they're just going to gust up Lugia and take 2 prizes. Nope, they're going to draw cards. That's fine. If we had an escape rope play, which this deck unfortunately does not run. Hold on. So how much power can we do? Like, if we load all the single strike energy onto Tyranitar, right? This is going to do, unfortunately, the double turbo. Yeah, if we gust up the Regieleki, is this going to knock it out? Is this going to knock it out? Please, dear God. No, we're 10 damage short. Okay. No. How do we... Is there a world where... Okay, let's just Capturing Aroma. I just want to see what my options are. We get Tails, so is there... Lumineon, double Lumineon is still in the deck. That's good. Let's go... Oh, go back. And let's look at all our cards. Is there one more? There's still a copy of Boss. Okay. So, let's go and swing into the single strike crush. Will be 10 damage short. Okay, and they didn't discard the boss. There is a world where I probably should have done the Kragalanche instead and make them discard cards. Okay, we do have game in hand. They're going to go in with the Flying Pikachu. Probably going to hit the Tyranitar. I guess if it doesn't matter at this point. Yeah. Okay, so that was looking really messy. We just need 10 damage on the Regieleki. And we're going to throw regenerative energy on here. Let's go and power up with... Yeah, we'll throw these 2 single prize energy on here. So we're doing a 220 damage. And we've got Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of Archeops. Capturing Aroma. Let's get the Lumineon down. We will call up Boss. And... all right, we will go and take the game. GG's. Even with only 1 Archeops down, even with Flying Pikachu blocking the Tyranitar attack, we were still able to escape with the win. Stonjourner being able to land that uptrade on the Raikou was great. Tyranitar having the massive power to hit for 300 damage, and assuming had we not put the double turbo energy on there, which we had to do in order to even attack in the first place, we could have taken a one-shot on that Regieleki in the first place, which is fine. And then Flying Pikachu, we were able to tank a hit with Flying Pikachu on the Tyranitar and then just gust back up for the win. GG's. I have since grown out of like the level 1 decks, but without those level 1 decks, I wouldn't be here. I do have some like gripes with it. I wish they were a little better. but I understand why they are built the way they are. Okay, I think we can put the sparkles back on. Hold on. I have to give the people what they want. Where are the sparkles? There. All right, back at it. Oh God. Okay, we're gonna start with the Stonjourner here. Ooh, actually, do we start? Yeah, we start with the Stonjourner. And we get... Please, Lugia. Lugia. Heads. Okay. We get a Lugia VSTAR. That is... Or Lugia V. That's fantastic. And... Let's actually bench the second Stonjourner and just put a lot of pressure on them right now. And Tails? I was actually hoping for... Okay, we'll grab a second Archeops here. And we're gonna have to pray that we can get a Lumineon off this Mesagoza, assuming the Lumineon stay or the Mesagoza stays. Yeah, Antihero Chris makes an amazing point. There are alternative ways to play. You can do like a 2-player. I think there's a 2v2 mode. There's raid battles you can do. There are simple card games, like matching games that you can play with younger children if the rules here are a little too advanced, and lots of different ways to play the Pokemon game. Gym Leader Challenge is in there as well. Ooh, interesting. Just going straight for the Raikou. Do they have something that we don't know about? Okay. All right, here comes the Miraidon. We need... Hopefully they don't bump the stadium. Hopefully they don't bump the stadium. Because we can win this. This is totally winnable. Even, yeah, with our hand right now. Please, okay, 4 Seal Stone, darn it. Let's see what they get. Oh, interesting. Why would they put... They're just going to Switching Bolt for 30? Please don't bump the stadium. Please don't bump the stadium. That's all I ask. You can grab any card from your deck with the 4 Seal Stone. Don't bump the stadium. Interesting they're playing Cram-O-Matic. I've seen a couple of people running Crams in their Miraidon decks. I don't know if I hate that per se. Okay. Interesting. They're going to go with Raikou in the active and potentially sacrifice Raikou. You're labbing this deck right now. Streamer Ralphie, what do you think? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I'll say that I've never been a fan of this. I've never been a fan of Lugia. Okay, let's see how they... I've always hated how much your turns hinge on getting that Archeops down. Okay, and they get the smash. And hopefully they don't bump the stadium, and then we can play. If they do bump the stadium, then we're screwed. Okay, they don't. All right, we just need to hit heads. Yeah, it's going to come down to a coin flip here. If we don't get it, then we are... Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, we're good. Let's get down a... Do we just get down another Tyranitar? No. I think we just get the Lumineon, right? Yeah. All right, let's go Summoning Star. And... we will grab our Single Strike Energy. 1, 2. And we shall power up a... Yeah, we'll power this up. So let's go into a gift energy here. Yeah. And I think we'll leave it at that for the time being. And do we blast anything other than... No, we blast the Raikou. We blast the Raikou. And we don't use Giga Hammer right now. Okay. We have potentially, like, we lost a Stonjourner already, but we do get the... I can't remember how much single strike energy is in the deck. They don't have a... They need to hit Generator right now, or they're going to fall flat. And we're set up pretty good here. Tails. Okay. Clamupio says... Oh, Antihero Chris says, also, it's the most expensive competitive deck to build, you think, besides Arceus? Which deck? Lugia or Miraidon? And then Clamupio... Yeah, the Regielekis are like 20 bucks a piece right now. And Clamupio says, your son was interested in TCG, so you bought the Pikachu Academy. My son just wants to trade the cards with his friends, and I fell down the rabbit hole. Yeah, it's a ton of fun to play. Okay, please don't have any other energy. New active Pokemon. I don't know if I agree with this. Did they hit Generator to get that energy on the Raikou? If they did, then this is... Oh. Okay, that's a little cringe. That's a little cringe, admittedly. Assuming they don't have... Do they get the energy, though? If they don't have the energy, then that was a bad move. They don't have the energy. Oh, no. Okay, so... let's go and attach a double turbo just to get this out of here. And we can just hard retreat. Yep. This was quite the goof on our opponent's part. And I will start charging up this Tyranitar. Which is going to have enough firepower to... You know what? Let's just go Mesagoza just in case we're here. Why not potentially give ourselves another out here to... Yeah, let's grab another Tyranitar. And we'll smack for a nice 200 damage. Actually, hold on. Wait. Let's attach the third energy onto Tyranitar here. And we'll just hit for 200. There we go. Stonjourner putting in the work. Blasting through our opponent's deck. And we've got like one shot. If we can get... Like, we can still hit for 280, right? We can one-shot a Miraidon. If we can get an Urn of Vitality after this drops... Yeah, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. And Antihero Chris, yeah, it happened to me. Last year, kids started collect the cards. You dug up your old cards and started to play the game. I actually have... I kind of have a story on the cards I've been thinking about. And I don't know if I'm willing to do the editing to make it work. Maybe we talk about it here. But just like discovering the love for the cards. And I think the cards, because I play the game, they mean something different to me. Okay, they research. Yeah, we've got game in hand. And we just get the win. GG's. The single strike package doing absolutely bonkers on that Miraidon deck. Even though they took out the one Stonjourner, the second Stonjourner was ridiculously efficient, knocking out that Raikou, no problem. And that's one of the challenges of the Miraidon deck, is that if you don't... It it comes out really fast, and then you just have to have what's the backup plan after that, because your Pokemon are really squishy and they didn't hit generators or they didn't have it, and then they were just kind of stuck, and then leaving that Raikou with the energy in the active pretty much doomed them, because yeah, they tried to stall for time with the Lugia and that didn't really help. So we just take that in a squash. GG's. And yes, Cowface, Shiny Jet is here for the remainder of the stream. I will have to... Okay, I'm going to have to turn off the stars for some of the videos that we're doing a little later. But... Also, surprise, no... Well, we have potentially an out to Archeops here in the Capturing Aroma. Our opponent is also playing Lugia. Alright, so let's see what we are up against here. I mean, they're probably playing the same thing, but... Okay. Our turn. Can we hit off the Capturing Aroma? That is the million-dollar question. Yes, we can. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. We get the Archeops. Right? We gift energy. And we get rid of Nest Ball and Archeops. And we'll grab a second Archeops. Hopefully they don't do anything silly on this next turn. But hopefully we get to play the game properly. This is... I think the thing that I've always hated about this deck is, like, if you turn 2 just craps out, then what do? I think that's probably one of the reasons why I love Mew VMAX. It feels like the number of times that you run into a brick wall is not as much. Not as much. Okay, so we do get our Lugia VSTAR. We do get our Archeops. Actually, I think we just go in. If I go in right now with Lugia, the Tyranitar is going to come in. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I think I screwed that up. Yeah, we screwed this up. I should have gone full aggro and just knocked them out with the... I should have just knocked them out with the Lugia, and then they wouldn't be able to play. But instead, I find myself here. Okay, let's see if we can get a Tyranitar down. But yeah, that was a massive misplay on my part. And now, when I'm trying to look for the Tyranitar, we don't get it. Okay, let's try and get Lugia set up here. We'll go V-Guard Regenerative. But yeah, that was silly on my part. Now they have an opportunity to play. And we're only doing 130. Yeah, there was a world where we could have just won the game right there. Tails, 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 tails. No. They are going to get Lugia VSTAR. They probably have the second Archeops already in hand. Oh, they're going with only... Oh, no, they got both of the Archeops. And they're just going to roll straight into the Tyranitar. That's cringe. That's cringe. Because they've got one-shot power now on Lugia here as well, and we can't one-shot them. So, what's the play? What's the play? They're just going to load all in 250. And they're going to boss up Lugia? Oh, God. Oh, just 90 and discard cards? Okay. That is... that's a choice. That's a choice. Okay, we can heal here. And do we try and get a Tyranitar out? I think we have to try. Hold on. Or we knock out the... I think we knock out the Lugia, right? I think I take the knock. Now, this is going to do 200 damage. 200 damage. Let's go power up this Lugia on the bench. And... now, the problem... There's multiple problems with my current setup here. Let's just go Tempest Die for 200. We draw First Blood. We do get the 4th Single Strike energy, which is nice, but I would rather have it in the deck and not in my hand. Urshifu! Okay, they're going to Single Strike Crush. And... we can do... no, we can't... okay. What's the play? Right? Unfortunately, I don't think we have enough. So 120, 40, 60, 70, 80. Yeah, we don't have enough energy to put ourselves in a position to... do we just knock out an Archeops? Or we soften up the... oh, here we go. This is the play. This is the play. And we soften up the Urshifu. 160. Is it worth unloading like 180 and praying? They don't... do they have the impact energy to charge this up? That's the $1 million question here. Oh, and they're going to boss up Lugia. And do they have... they can just retreat into the... oh, this is cringe. This is absolutely cringe. Yeah, we just lose. Is there... we finally get the Tyranitar down, which is great. But... ooh. Okay. 1, 2... 1, 2, 3... is there, right? So we get rid of the Archeops. And we get down a Tyranitar, right? Is there any more energy in the deck, though? I don't think there is. Okay, I'm going to play Professor Burnet because I can't do anything anyway. Is there any other... no, there's no other energy in the deck. So this is... we're kind of screwed, right? Like, I can attach energy. I can get to 3. But that's not gonna be enough. Okay, 180. If they have boss, we just lose. Yeah, they have boss. They don't have it! They don't have it! Okay. There is still a chance. There is still a chance. Still a chance. Tails. Okay. Our hand is gummed up really bad. If I were them, I actually wouldn't knock out the Stonjourner. Tails, 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 tails. Tails, 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 tails. Okay, they get heads. And they're going to go into single strike Urshi. And is the play to retreat? Oh, they're going to heal. No! Ooh, this is not good. Dragalanche. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I think we have game. Do we have boss still? Did we get rid of boss at some point? Please. Please, please, please. Okay, we still have... We should still have a boss in hand. Let's go reload. All our energy. Okay, we need... Oh, no, we're behind on prizes. Yeah, they only need one. Okay. Okay, and we will load... Okay, we know they don't have boss. I'm only going to be able to take 3. I think we have to judge here. Okay, we do get double fish. And let's go swing for 290. They need double urn in order to win. Okay, this is coming down to the wire. Do they have it? If they have impact energy, then we're still kind of screwed. There it is! We got the win! Oh, God. GG's, that was looking absolutely miserable for us. But the late game heroics of Tyranitar to save the day. Tyranitar hitting for 1 billion damage. And their big problem with the way that their deck was built was that if they only had single strike Urshifu, they needed all of that single strike energy to go back on Urshifu. And for that to work, after we judged them, they needed 2 Urns of Vitality in order to attack, and they didn't have it. So judge there, potentially the right move. I mean, ultimately it worked out for us. I really thought we were going to lose that pretty bad. But yeah, power of Tyranitar there. GG's. And there we go. That is Lugia VSTAR. It is continuing to be one of the strongest decks in the game. I will admit I was not the biggest fan of playing Lugia in the last rotation, and not because it was super powerful, but I just found the whole getting the Archeops to be kind of wonky, and I think it's even shakier now that the Pokemon search is not as consistent as it used to be. However, I cannot deny the power of Tyranitar V being able to one-shot pretty much anything in the game, and then Stonjourner being incredibly helpful to knock out some of the more meta-relevant Pokemon in the game right now, such as Miraidon, such as Arceus. So there you go. There's your look at Lugia, and based on what we're seeing out of Japan, there's going to be more Lugia decks on the way. Are you excited for Lugia to dominate the game forever? Let me know in the comments of this video. But for now, I gotta get going. Twitch fam, stick around, but YouTube, we gotta go. Thank you so much for watching. Some quick plugs. You can find me on all the things, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at In3rdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at In3rdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, in3rdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So, until the next one, we're out of here. Bye-bye.